Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street, NOLA, and Seasons and Ritual, and I'm here with my good friend Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hi.
We're back at CR Coffee Shop up
Yeah.
on Magazine Street today.
We're always keeping everybody guessing.
Yeah, that's what we like
Never
to do.
know where we're gonna be at.
That's what happens when you have two fixed signs.
Yes.
Should we be Should we be more settled?
Why? Is anything settled?
Not at this time.
No.
I do like freedom,
Yeah.
and you're fiery, so. Okay, guys, so we're in this week of 5/8 to 5/14. We are still coming out of the eclipse portal, so this is a good time to start catching our breath. Hopefully, you guys are starting to feel a little more grounded. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot we have to sort through.
Right.
I think we still feel that kind of,
Yeah.
there's still things to come, but it's not that intensity. It's not that, almost like, we were talking about the metamorphic rock.
Yeah.
So for some reason I was looking up the definition of metamorphic rock because, why not?
Right.
And, it's rock that is created under extreme pressure and extreme heat. And I think that's the best way to describe what we kind of just went through because we had a very metamorphic time period with all the Scorpio, Pluto energy and
Aries.
started
with Aries.
Exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. I wasn't even thinking about that. So we had the pressure and we had the fire and hopefully it kind of blew some things up for us in a good way.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so let's go over this week, shall we? Okay, on Monday, the moon will be in Sagittarius.
Yes.
Which, fire again, more fire.
Yes. Moon in Sagittarius is always fun, though.
It really is.
It's a great way to kind of counter what we deal with the moon in Scorpio, because it's no matter when it's happening, that's always a little intense. But moon in Sagittarius kind of comes in and goes, okay, guys, let's have some fun.
Yeah, and that moon in Sagittarius, so Sagittarius is, what do you call it? The centaur, but also like that jovial energy. It's like the jester, who is very smart, who knows how to make people laugh, right? And not like an idiot, but knows how to lighten up the room.
Yes.
So on Monday, the moon will be in Sag.
Yes.
Okay. It'll be squaring Neptune and Pisces.
Yes. So I think, with the square to Neptune, there's always a challenge with squares, but I feel like this is actually a really good challenge because the challenge really is to
start lightening up the mood.
Start lightening up our mood, but also listening to our intuition.
Yeah, that's coming in
Listening
big.
to our intuition and tapping into that spiritual side of ourselves that maybe we've kind of let fall away. We're being challenged by that square from Neptune to kind of pick back up on that.
Yeah, and Sagittarius is live and let live, right? And so this could be asking us, how are we allowing others to live and let live in that square energy, which is, do I really need to care about what these other people are doing or thinking?
Right.
Because it is trining Eris.
Eris is going to remove anything that's not necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
And so see what's coming in. This is, again, we're working with a new energy signature, which we have been for years, but really after the eclipse portal, it really is a new energy signature coming in.
And we've got that opposition to Venus, which I feel like is really beautiful because that's allowing us to kind of see across at our self-worth, see across at the things that really matter to us and make sure that fits in with our daily routine and what we're doing.
Yes. Okay, so then on Tuesday, the moon will be in Capricorn.
Yes.
It'll be trining with the North Node, Mercury, and Vesta.
Yes.
Who are all in Taurus.
Yep.
So that's a lot of Earth.
Yeah, all that Earth energy is helping us, and it's harmonious energy with the trine. So it's helping us to stabilize ourselves.
Right, and really stabilize, I think, this idea of our self-worth.
Yes.
And seeing, because we've been talking about that. How are we seeing ourselves differently? I mean, I feel like we've been talking about that since last summer.
Yeah.
And, all planets were direct for how long? 6 months?
3 months.
3 months. It just felt like 6 months.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, really, I thought it was 6 months.
Fair.
Okay. So anyway, 3 months. So that's a lot of energy that we're moving things through. And so now that we went through this eclipse portal, and now it's okay, remember Capricorn is how we work.
Yeah.
And so it is trining Mercury, who is retrograde, and Vesta, who is our flame, and they're both in Taurus, and Taurus is Earth, fixed Earth. And that is us really okay, how can we, I don't mean, work within ourselves? You know,
Yeah.
because if we start to see ourselves more realized, or like our self-worth now, how do we work with that? How does that light us up?
Well, and especially because we've got that sextile with Saturn. So Saturn is allowing us to easily establish foundations. So it's like if we need to establish a new foundation of a routine or something like that so that we can get back in alignment. Because, again, we may not have even realized we were out of alignment until we hit that eclipse portal and it was like, oh.
Yeah, and honestly, that's interesting you say that, because, you know, what we do for a living, we see a lot of people, and there has been a lot of people just being like, I don't know, you know, like I just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
And the message coming through is like, well, what do you want to do? You know, and people didn't realize, oh wait, I can put my order in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that Saturn is like, yeah, put your order in. I'm in Pisces, right? Like Pisces is the dream. Let's put that order in. Okay.
Well, and especially on that same day, we have the annual conjunction of the Sun with Uranus. And the Sun is our vitality, our authenticity, our true self, how we shine. And Uranus is like awakenings, leveling up, the higher
Aquarius.
mind, rebellion against things.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, you know, if we're getting ourselves like kind of back in order, it's a kind of different order. It's like we're reordering things.
Right.
We're doing things differently based on, you know, the revelations we got during eclipse season. But Uranus is going to kind of, you know, add a little bit of oomph to that by going, okay, here's some more revelations.
Yeah, and bring in these new ideas when these revelations keep coming in.
Yes.
Because it is Taurus. Taurus has been in it to win it since 2018, my friends.
Yeah.
So, all my Taurinians, thank you. You're changing whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Sun in conjunct Uranus, that's a lot of energy in a fixed Earth sign. So yeah, this is a great energy to start bringing in what we just went through. Just to recap everything you just said. Okay, Wednesday. A lot going on Wednesday.
Yes.
Moon will still be in Capricorn.
Yep.
It'll be trining Uranus and the Sun in Taurus.
Right. So
Okay.
coming in on that conjunction that we just talked about.
Right, and still like working through that. Let's see, it will be opposing Mars, who is in Cancer.
Yes.
The Moon in Capricorn. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that is really interesting. Okay, do you want to go first?
Yeah, because what we're basically experiencing is not quite a mutual reception, although I feel like Mars would be a lot more comfortable in Capricorn than Cancer, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like a mutual reception, because obviously the Moon would rather be in Cancer, that's her home sign, and Mars would rather be in Capricorn than in Cancer. So they have the opportunity, because they're opposing each other, to look across at each other eye to eye.
And you know what they see? Each other. And they see each other in just different realms.
Yep.
But it is this new form of communication where it's just like we're going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is really bringing together that masculine and feminine energy, which has been slapping us in the face.
Yeah, we've definitely been having this like transformation of like the divine feminine, the divine masculine. We've been talking about that for a while. And with Venus moving into Cancer today, you know, as we're, you know, talking about this on Sunday, she's meeting up with Mars. So it's like they're both in Cancer together.
Yeah.
So it's like coming back home to ourselves. All that transformation we've been going through with the divine feminine, divine masculine, they're back home together.
And I think this is really important because this has been touching on a lot themes that we talk about all the time, but also touching on this theme that keeps coming in with the crumbling of the patriarchy, and how the masculine and feminines, no matter how we present, are really going through the same thing, and we've never really been able to see it or talk about it because we've been put into camps, two different camps so much. And so this is really starting bringing that all together, because I'm not kidding. Like last week I was having sessions with men, and the things they were saying, I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what women are saying, you know? And I was like,
we're not as divided as
no, this is
we've
really,
been taught.
Yes, yeah. And so I think really this is coming together, because later that day the Moon is going to move into Aquarius, where it's going to be conjunct Pluto.
Yes. So the metamorphosis.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Feeling the metamorphosis. 'Cause
Yep.
the Moon, of course, speaks to our feelings. So
Yeah. And
and I think, again, Pluto and Mars are both power planets. So it's like we are reconsidering our power,
Right.
how we use it, how we
What
give
it
it
looks
away. Yeah, what it looks like, how we recharge our power.
How it presents.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, again, sextile with Neptune, it's like we're dreaming up a different way of doing it.
Yeah,
A
and
different way of using our power.
And again, when that moon is in Aquarius, that is like listening, seeing how new things are coming in. Yeah, this is a big time.
Yeah, it really is. And then, that same day, we've got Venus forming a sextile with the North Node. And Venus is our value system.
Yep.
And it's like we're easily moving in the direction that we need to be moving in to honor our values.
Yeah. And I do see this too, again, like how do we start honoring not only ourselves, which I know we say this a lot, but like honoring ourselves, but how do we get to start honoring the other? And this baby steps, guys, baby steps. But
Yeah.
really, this is coming in hot, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Thursday, the moon will still be in Aquarius.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about Thursday?
We've got that square with Mercury and Vesta.
Okay.
So I think, again, squares are a challenge. Mercury represents our mind, communication. So it's almost as if there's something,
We're working through.
yeah, almost like we're changing our mind about something. And with Vesta being there as well, it may be like what we're actually devoted to.
Yeah.
Like we might see that we need to be devoted in a different way or to something different based on some revelations that we've been getting recently.
I like that. I like
There's
that.
a lot of changing of the mind with that one.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you're using the word like devotion and how we show devotion, right? Especially to ourselves.
Right, right. It's almost like, the idea, like, because Mercury talks about, like, the narrative where we tell ourselves and things like that, where it's, like, something about the idea that it is devotion, that it's not an obligation. That we're telling ourselves, we're not obligated to do this thing, that we're actually devoted to it.
Right, and that's really interesting you bring that up because, again, going kind of back on, like, talking to the men and them saying things, like, a lot of the theme that was coming in was, like, I don't know if I want to do, like, I don't know. It was like a lot of the same conversations that women say too. Like, I don't know if I want to do this, or like, I can't help, all these other things are going on, I'm not helping. There's so much homelessness and all these things, right? And the idea was like a lot of that's like the illusion and the distraction, right? So if you show up, if you show up devoted to yourself and every day, and how you show up every day and see that as a devotion, those other themes start to go away because you do see how you're helping things. No one's. If I sit here and think how I'm going to solve world hunger,
Right.
I'm going to get sad too.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we can't, the thing is, I think we can't save the world.
No.
We can only save ourselves.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that we can't be helpful within that realm, but the idea that we somehow have to own all of the world, everything, kind of needs to fall away.
Right, that is the illusion.
Driving us all nuts.
Right, and it makes us feel like we're failing when there are things that we're doing that really are successful.
Yes.
And are helpful.
Yes.
Right, and because that is in Taurus, Taurus is Earth.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got, what I was going to say is that we've got Mars squaring Eris on that day.
Is that when the moon is still in Aquarius?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, moon's still in Aquarius, but I think, again, we were talking about our power. We were talking about things, like we can't do everything. Like I feel like there's almost like something that's going to come in that's going to challenge us to be like, these are really the only things you need to be focused on.
I love it. Yeah.
Can you let go of those things that are draining your power?
Right. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I like it. Ooh, Thursday.
Yeah, we don't need our power drained anymore.
No, we don't. We need to start we need to start seeing how powerful we actually are.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Friday the moon will still be in Aquarius.
Yes. And this is when we're going to have the last quarter moon because the moon's going to square with the sun in Taurus. So anytime there's a square with the moon, it's an action moon. It's like asking us to do something. So first quarter moon is like take action towards your intentions. Last quarter moon is take actions towards releasing the things you need to release based on the full moon.
Okay.
So again, Uranus is going to be very close to that. So it might be some unexpected things. There might be some things that we didn't really think we would have to release. But I think there's going to be a certain level of trust that's going to come through where we're going to go, this seems weird, but I'm going to go with it.
Yep, because that same day, it's the moon in Aquarius will be sextiling Chiron and Eris.
Yep.
Yep. You
Yeah.
know, in Aries, and they're both still in Aries, and Aries is the initiation.
Yep.
Yep.
And
So-
again, we keep telling new narratives because we've got the moon, or excuse
That's
me,
okay.
Mercury sextiling both Venus and Saturn. So it's like telling new narratives about what really matters to us, about the foundations that we actually want to build.
And realizing, like, just because, like, if you're letting something go, it's okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
And
okay.
I think Uranus is really going to actually help us let that thing go.
Yay! I know. I always say Uranus is like zapping people.
Gotta sometimes.
Okay, rip that Band-Aid off.
Yep.
Okay, on the 13th, that's Saturday, Saturday 13th, the moon will be in Pisces.
Yes.
Okay, it'll be sextiling the North Node, and Mercury and Vesta, who are all in Taurus.
Yep.
So, ooh, that's nice. That's bringing in some watery, some kind of okay.
And it's like that sextile is like kind of establishing that new direction that we're building for ourselves.
And you guys can see it like a gentle stream, okay? It doesn't have to hit you like a tsunami. And then it'll be conjunct Saturn, which is
Yeah.
that stability.
Right. Again, we're placing a certain level of stability that on some level is also fluid.
Yeah.
Because it's in Pisces. So it's like learning how to build a foundation that can still be worked with.
Right, and that's important because before I think we saw stability as rigid.
Right. It's like this built thing that can never be touched. And
Right.
That's the end of it.
No, but
that's
when you
not the case.
Right, when you want like stability in your joints and stuff, like you exercise them.
Right.
They have to be
They
fluid.
need to have, they have
Movement.
movement.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want your joints to be stuck. Been there, done that.
Yeah, I know.
Not fun.
I know. You know.
Yes.
Okay, so the moon still in Pisces will
Yes.
trine Venus in Cancer,
Yep.
and then Venus will also trine Saturn,
Yes.
right, that same day.
Yes. So
Okay.
Venus forms that trine with Saturn. So again,
Self-worth,
solid,
yeah.
yes, solid self-worth foundations. You
Yeah.
know, foundations based on what we know is our self-worth.
Yeah.
What we know we really are worth.
Yeah, and let that be kind of gentle, you guys. You know, sometime. I mean, we're coming out of that eclipse portal, so drink lots of water. And so, but try, be gentle with yourselves.
Yes.
Okay, Sunday, we made it.
Yay.
The moon will be in Pisces all day.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, it'll be sextiling Uranus and the Sun, who are both in Taurus.
Yep.
Okay, so that's good. The moon in Pisces will be trining Mars in Cancer. Okay, that's some watery.
Yeah, so I think a lot of those energies that we were working with earlier in the week where things were squaring and we were kind of being like pushed and challenged.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like we're going to easily implement the changes that we need by the end of the week. Where it's going to be like, oh, okay, I get why I need to do this.
Don't you feel like that's kind of been the pattern?
It kind of has been,
Like,
where it's been
at least
like a
the
middle
past couple-
week
yes.
intensity and then it kind of just breaks by the
Yeah.
end of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What's also the big news happening on Sunday?
Mercury is stationing direct.
Woo!
Which is great because, we had a really nice period with Mercury, retrograde that just happened to coincide with the eclipse.
Yeah.
And, we were all kind of feeling that and going, all right. But there were a lot of things I think, I think for most of us some big things came up.
Oh God, yeah.
And it wasn't so much about Mercury coming in just to like screw up our computer or something.
Right. No.
It was more about like to rearrange some things in our mind in the way that we're communicating to ourselves and the world what we are, what are we doing?
Yeah, and also because it was retrograde in Taurus, bringing up money, thinking
Yes.
about how we think about money, how we make money, where money's been going,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah, a lot of the just
Power.
in general, like tangible resource things in our life. I think we're reconsidering how we configure our resources, how we use them, what we do with them.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of these has to do, like with Scorpio and
Yes.
Aquarius, and maybe you and I can talk about the Supreme Court later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Revelations.
Yeah.
I mean, we did say when Pluto moved into Aquarius, there was going to be some serious shit.
Yeah, and Mercury retrograde, like people are realizing where a lot of money is going to different things. And listen, I am digressing. This is supposed to be about us,
That's okay.
not other things. But this does, to me, play into these bigger themes as
Yeah.
well. But seeing like where money has been, like we're seeing now, like in the past where money has been going towards things, right?
Yes.
And those things that they've been going towards were really weighing on our self-worth and what we thought about ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and like those decisions being made when that money's been paid to other people, you know? So, but all these things, like you said, with the Aquarius and Pluto, revelations, things coming up, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So everything's moving in the right direction, friends, in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think it's important to also remember, like, when we have planets that station direct, like, that's very exciting.
Yes.
And we want to do something with that. But on the day of, I feel like it's kind of like the day to almost like chill with it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Like, we're going to feel like we want to do a million things because we're going to be like, yay, Mercury's out. But
Maybe make a list.
it's almost like the day where we actually like kind of have the debriefing.
Okay. Oh, I like it.
You know, like the things that like over that 3-week period that like have been going rattling around in our mind, it all kind of comes full circle, but we still need a little time to set with it.
Yeah, we got cocktails and debriefing.
Yes,
Okay.
and I think that's perfect because we also have a conjunction with Neptune, the moon conjunct Neptune.
Right. So
And I
that's
think
a good
it's like
combo.
there's something about like a balance between the mind and the intuition during that time period, which we need.
Yeah, we do.
Because you can't just use one or the other. You really
No.
do kind of have to use them in tandem. And I think we've kind of been taught to use one or the other.
Right, right. You're either this or that.
Right.
Right.
And there's something about this Mercury retrograde that I think kind of brought that up too.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, great week ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a great week.
Okay, my phone is losing battery power. Thanks, Mercury
Yeah,
retrograde.
right?
Yeah. Not the fact that I didn't charge it. Yeah, blame it on
It's
Mercury.
Mercury's fault.
Okay, you guys, as always, if you want to get in touch with me or Helen, you can do that via our social media, Instagram, websites, or YouTube. And again, I am running a special on Zoom readings, so if you guys want to do a Zoom reading, you can just check my link tree
Cool.
and go through there, because I know we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And then again, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to add? If there's more questions, did I say that? I can't remember if I
Be
said that.
kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
We are all going through a lot.
Yeah, give yourself.
And even if it's positive, it's
Yeah.
still a lot.
It is a lot. That's the support. Its eclipse portal was intense.
Yeah. I don't think I've talked to a single person who was like, nah, nothing happened.
Yeah, no, everyone.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's okay to honor that. And again, this whole week is kind of like a week of just honoring the things we've been through.
Okay.
It's,
yeah.
it's not necessarily a week where we have to do everything.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Okay, you guys, until next time. Who knows where Helen and I will show up next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you then.
Bye.